everyone, and welcome to today's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Today was really good, although it looks like all of the answers we really want are going to happen next week. Oh, Jason. But anyway, let's get today's recap. At the police station, Nathan doesn't believe Nina about Kiki driving the car, and Franco tries to pull her back, but Nina insists, and she really pushes it to the point where she tells a story about how she arranged a protest against an eminent domain case, and just right there, she's my new fave. And, her and the protesters wound up winning, so she's like, this is the person you're dealing with right now. And Franco is trying to keep covering for Kiki, but Nina has convinced Nathan to look into the accident further, and Franco is mad at Nina, obviously. He says he can't understand. He says if she can't understand that he loves Nina and Kiki in different ways and he wants them both in his life, then they're gonna have to reevaluate their relationship. And Nina tells Nathan to find Morgan and Kiki will be with him. At the hospital, Carly asks Patrick about the new psychiatrist. Patrick tells Carly Jason and Sam are in Greece. I realize that doesn't answer her question, but he's like, well, I'll ask around, but I don't know him. That's the answer about the new psychiatrist, but I don't think anyone even cared about that. Patrick is really bothered that Sam went after Jason and feels that she doesn't value their life that they've built together. And Patrick just doesn't, I don't know, in my opinion, he just doesn't understand the types of lives that Sam and Jason lead. Because he's like, Jason, he's chasing danger, he's doing this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, I don't know. Like, obviously, Jason doesn't live a safe life or whatever, but, I don't know. Whatever. Nathan calls Carly to find Morgan. Because at this point, Nathan also got the image of Franco's car enhanced, because at first when they saw it was Franco's car, they're like, case solved, and then they actually zoomed in on it more, and you could see the driver is clearly not Franco. At the boxing place that I can never remember the name of, Sonny is there with Epiphany for a physical therapy session, and he doesn't like having an audience and doesn't feel he belongs there because it's a gym for boxers. And he's like, there's no wheelchair boxing. And she's like, first of all, Google it. And second of all, this is a gym for fighters, and that's what you are, right? So she hands him his boxing gloves. She wants him to focus on the things he can do, and she encourages him. So he's doing the punching bag. That's what it's called, right? Oh my goodness, I don't box. Did you think I did? Because if you did, then you do not know me, because, yeah. But, so he's, doing some of that, and Patrick's like, hey, are you going to be on the punching bag long? Because I want to do that. And Sonny's like, alright. So Sonny asks him if, Epiphany's like, okay, well, we were we're good for a break anyway. So Sonny asks Patrick if he boxes, and Patrick's like, it's punching. How hard can it be? Okay, even I know that is a vast understatement, and I've never boxed a day in my life. So Sonny asks if he has wraps for his hands, and Patrick's like, no. And Sonny's like, well, I'll get you some. And Patrick's a little apprehensive. He's like, I don't need it. And Sonny's like, hey, if you want to have a future in the OR, you're going to let me look out for you here, because this is you looked after me, now I'm going to look after you. So while Patrick's doing the punching bag stuff, punching it, what you do with a punching bag, we need to get off the subject. But anyway, Sonny's talking to him about how he's feeling, and Patrick basically, all his feelings from before that Sam doesn't value, and Sam's gonna go back to Jason. And Sonny tells Patrick, it's not like last year didn't happen, and things might not turn out the way he thinks they are. Back at the police station, Carly comes down to the station and demands to know why Franco isn't in custody, and Nathan tells her that Kiki was driving the car, and Carly thinks Franco's framing Kiki when he was really doing the exact opposite, and Nina lets her know that. And Carly tries to get through to Morgan, but can't. Now Morgan and Kiki, where did they go? They went to a cabin in the woods that Sonny has, but we've never heard about until now. Let that rest at the back of your mind. She points out how isolated it is. It's almost like me from yesterday's, talking about how Morgan's isolating her. It's like they heard me. So Morgan acts like he doesn't have a care in the world, and he wants to go fishing even though it's winter. Morgan wants to move in and live there all winter, and he really wants to like wipe the slate clean and cut everyone else out of his life. And Morgan, Kiki's like, you have a family, your brother like is gonna have a baby soon. And Morgan's like, I'm doing my family a favor by removing myself. And he's sick of living in Michael's shadow. He says, she's free to go back if she wants, but he's staying, which I kind of don't believe for a second that she's actually free to leave if she wants to. So they're playing strip poker because what else would you do in a cabin in the middle of the winter? And Morgan, I guess, loses the bet and has to run outside and swim in his underwear because, I don't know, we're mature adults. And Franco calls Kiki to warn her that the police know it was her, and Nathan grabs the phone from Franco and tries to talk to Kiki, but at that point it already kind of cut out, and then she gets nauseous to the point like she's sick. So Morgan comes in and he sees a text from Carly that the cops are looking for Kiki. Nathan tells Franco that he's only making things worse for Kiki because she won't be able to plead this out if it gets elongated like this. Like if she turns herself in, that's probably the best thing she can do. And then Franco and Nina fight. And Morgan deletes the message from Carly because, I don't know, he thinks that makes it not real. Kiki wants to go back to Port Charles because the police know. And Morgan's like, no, that's why you wouldn't go back to Port Charles. Stay away. But she wants to take responsibility for what she did. Like, she wants to. She's always wanted to. Actually, ever since she found out what had happened, she's wanted to take responsibility for it. And, of course, drinking and driving, horrible. You should never do it. But I'm sorry, like, she wants to take responsibility, and she should be allowed to take responsibility because that's a really mature thing to do, is to take responsibility for your actions. So Morgan wants to flee to Canada and return to Port Charles with a new hair color like Ava did, and then they'll be free to move about their lives. But she's like, what are you talking about? Like, I want to turn myself in. And then she kind of figures out that this isn't Sonny's cabin when Morgan says, oh no, the people here, they might have hair dye. And she's like, where are we? Like, what is this place? And he's like, well, they're not home. They're not using it, so we can. And they hear a noise outside, and Morgan kind of freaks out. At Cassadine Island. Do you think, did he see the psychiatrist or did he? No, Carly said she couldn't get him through the door. Because, like, he has to be acting it. Something with seeing the psychiatrist or, like, something is, like, making him do this. But on Cassadine Island, stuff we've actually been waiting for. Helena offers to give answers, but warns that he might not enjoy the truth. Honey, I haven't been enjoying the last, I have been enjoying the last year. That's not true. But the whole Jason memory loss thing. Like, oh, Misha. Sorry, my cat just, reached up to the sky. Anyway. So Liz actually stands up for Helena when Sam gives her a hard time. And Helena makes a comment about how Liz doesn't have a selfish bone in her body. Helena taunting Elizabeth is my new favorite thing of the day. And I've had a pretty good day because Misha just reached up to the sky. So Helena starts off all this by telling Jason she saved his life. Her associates grabbed him out of the water and got Robin to save him. And he's alive because of her plan. That's if you she didn't cause the thing to happen, but she knew Faison was going to shoot him. So if you don't actively prevent the horrible thing from happening, but then you save the person at the end, do you get the points? I don't think you do. But Sam really digs into Helena and taunts her about Mikos going off with her grandmother. And Helena literally puts a curse on Sam because that's how we wanted today to go. The last thing we need is Sam getting a curse on her. So Liz tries to get them all out of there. Well, because Jason's like, oh, she's not going to give us answers. And Sam's like, oh, she's not going to give us answers. And Liz is like, yeah, she's not going to give us answers. So let's all leave. And Helena's like, hey, Elizabeth, why come here if you're so anxious to leave? She didn't do it like that, but it kind of just, that's how I'm relaying it to you. So Nick tries to get Helena to stop, and Elizabeth does too. And Helena hints that she's the one responsible for Jason losing his memory. End scene. I know that's all we get from Cassie Island, but end scene. So Nina asks if Franco's breaking up with her, and he says no. Nina is really looking out for Kiki, like, 'cause she's doing, like, the tough love, and it's actually what Kiki wants. Like, Kiki never wanted Franco to take responsibility. Kiki wants to take responsibility for herself so she can move on. Because if she dodges this, she won't be able to move on. But she might need to dodge a bullet. Sorry. You'll see what I'm talking about in like 5 seconds. Epiphany praises Sonny for how he helped and talked to Patrick. And Carly tells Sonny that she's afraid Morgan will do something crazy to protect Kiki. She tells him, obviously, the background. Kiki's one who drove me off the road, blah, 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 blah. And Morgan thinks the cop... Okay, so back at the cabin, Morgan thinks the noise outside is the police. Because, again, General Hospital time vortex. So he's getting a gun and he's loading the gun and he's like, I'm gonna protect you, Kiki. And it's like, nobody's asking you to do any of this. And, Kiki might need to dodge a bullet in the future. That's probably not gonna be funny. I'm actually starting to like her. Don't kill her. I'm actually starting to like her a little. So at Cassadine Island, they talk about how Helena did the same thing to Lucky, to use him like this. And Sam goes, yeah, but Lucky came back from this. And that kind of like stops Elizabeth because she's like, that's kind of not the point I was trying to make. And if Lucky came back from what Helena did to him, maybe Jason can. Again, not the point Elizabeth was trying to make. And they ask Helena if she can undo it. And now we have to wait for Monday. And Monday's promo just looks like, everything we want to know, because Helena's like, do you want to find out who knew you were Jason, and at what points they knew you were Jason, and how long they've known you were Jason? And I'm like, tell him everything. Do you think this could all come out right now? Like, they wouldn't elongate this anymore, because, like, everything's out, right? Right? Please tell me I'm right. I just really want to be right. And today's Friday, because life isn't fair. I used to look forward to Fridays. But in any event, Monday can't come soon enough. So I have a quick question. I used to do like, in the beginning of the week, we choose like best character of the week or like best scene or something to that effect. So do you want to like bring that back where Monday it's like, let's, you know what I mean? Like on Friday, we're like, who is the best character? And Monday, it's like, oh, it was a reveal, or, we vote over the weekend or whatever. I don't know. Do you remember that? The best character thing? I did not articulate it well, but do you want to start? We'll have the segment of best character of the week or something like that on this channel. Let me know. Again, didn't articulate it well, but it's the end of the video and I'm not refilming this whole thing. So if you have any questions, put them down in the comments and I'll articulate it better in writing. Or go back and watch like our older whatever videos. Can't think right now. I just can't think. But in any event, I will see you Monday for more General Hospital. I hope you have a great weekend, and we might get flurries here. So I hope I hope wherever you are, everything's safe and everything's nice and lovely. So I will see you on Monday, and have a great weekend. Bye.